Hello everyone, this is part number 17 of our Physical Retaliation Warlord playthrough. In this episode we're gonna continue next to the Malmouth expansion, but before that I have to do some shopping and arrange a little bit my inventory because it looks terrible at the moment. I'm gonna blow some legendaries. As you can see, I got pretty good stuff. This totally worth it. Low level legendaries for rare materials like Blood of Catan, Hearts. This is much easier than farming all of those. And that's gonna give me a very good, nice boost. So, as I said last episode, these pants are pretty good. 84 pounds. Sorry. You better keep it if you plan to play a vitality build. I play solo self-found, so I'm gonna destroy them, but usually it's a pretty nice find. So we get some pretty good stuff, some not so good, but I'm gonna take it. It's a nice boost. And dynamites, as I said, it's very easy to stack dynamite, sorry. It's not so hard compared to other components and stuff. As I said in every episode, in a hardcore you play around your stash just in case if something bad happened. You get one shot or something like this. I'm gonna show you how to stack some iron bits as well. So I'm gonna need black heart later on endgame quests. I don't need this note anymore. So there is an NPC in a Forgotten God expansion. This guy over here, Keeper of Iron. You can purchase different iron bars. Let's, for example, I buy 5 for this amount. So we have 250,000 in a 5 iron bar. This is how you can keep some iron bits for your ults characters. You can halve your amount, usually 1 million is not that much. Like, even if I die with 1 million, that's gonna be okay. But if you want to have a little bit more for your next characters or ults, feel free to cut a little bit more. I do this just for a showcase for the video. And always put them in your share tab, not in your, because when I die, this is gonna be lost, but my share stash is gonna stay. So every useful stuff you have to put it on the share stash, not on your personal one. Made difference between the two, because you're gonna end up pretty disappointed. I'm gonna check our friend. Some lighting potion. My resistance is good, pretty well. I can move forward. I have 3 dynamites, this kinda low. Maybe I should craft some more. Let's summon our friends. Usually at this point my reputation is maxed. I don't actually, this gives me a barrel home reputation as well. So yeah, maybe it's worth get few kills of the Catonics and the cultists. But honestly I'm gonna stick to the objective. Most of them here is a white mobs anyways. It's not gonna reward me much seal of bindings. This hero is 89 level. That's kinda surprise. I assume I did a lot of skips and I'm a little behind with the level, but that's okay, not big deal at all. I'm gonna catch up later. I have to find Dahlia Thornsbury again. This time her quest is gonna net me a very good legendary weapon for fire builds. So totally worth it. Some builds they dual wield this, so you need actually 2 characters to finish ultimate. So you can get two of them. This is one of the few quests that actually rewards you something really good end game wise. Most of the quests they are rubbish. Another very good component, this is Taint Heart. Not very useful recently, but still some build benefits from it. You want every possible buff when you fight the Brute Mothers. You don't want them to heal the others, so you have to burst them down, which is kinda hard for a build like ours. She's here as usual if you start her questline with her journal, which I always do because it's a nice experience boost. Oh, so we actually gain a level. Last time I didn't spend my points. Heaven is being nerfed last patch, but still is a pretty good passive for a flat wife and a block chance. So I'm gonna stick with it. Actually, I'm not gonna make the same mistake. This time I'm gonna put my rift, so I don't have to walk back to Dahlia. You want to kill every single Guardian and Sentinel. They have a high chance of drop either shards or clusters. So we're looking for the cellar. But first, I almost did the same mistake like last time. First I'm gonna take the rift. Our damage at this point is in a pretty good shape. So here is a burning cellar. There is a boss with 3 different spawn locations. He drops some very good offhands for casters. Especially he dropped insanely good offhand for a mortar trap caster. This is Ternox. He's not particularly dangerous. Can dish out some reasonable amount of damage, but his meteor is pretty weak. This is part of the Myrmidon set, but the lower version, like 72, still a good blueprint if you need that helm. We have to find a letter from Dravis. It's here. Be careful to not rewrite your rift like I did several times. You're gonna have to walk away like I did in the past few episodes, because I always forgot to keep track on my rift. So now we have to find Cinder Wastes, but first I'm gonna jump to Altar Kovia just to check if I grab the quest for a Mokdrogan shrine. That's important because in Cinder Waste is one of the part of this quest. I didn't grab it, so I'm gonna grab this quest now. This is gonna be 1 stone, 2 birds. So Cinder Waste Rift is in one of the Catonic camps with these pentagrams on the ground. So it's not here. I already checked one. So it's in this camp over here. But usually you always look for the pentagrams and Catonic camps and you're gonna find it soon or later. I think there is at respawn locations. So this is arcane mob and it's a bad one. These guys put debuff on you that takes part of your max life, like 20%. Actually he hit me with an arcane, I have to kite. Because he strips all my buffs. Be extremely careful, this is one of the most deadliest mechanics in the game. If you got stripped, there is a high chance you get one shot or close to one shot and after that you die. Cinder Waste is a very dangerous area. Comes with tons of debuffs, as you can see. My debuff bar is full. I have everything: poison, bleed, reduced damage, resistance shred probably. Yeah, this is the aura of oppression that took part of my max life. Thankfully I am close to... This is Gabal Tomb. This boss is always here. He is not so dangerous. He have some slam and thunder mechanic. You don't want to get hit from all of these. And he is a pretty good farming spot if you need any of the reload crests or other version of this medal, because it's guaranteed drop. If you need this for example Savagery Warder, or this is kinda best in slot. You want to take care first of these two guys. They are very tanky. Even the boss is not so tanky. But these guys, they quite annoying. They heal each other. And it's very hard to deal with them. You want to CC them. They are crowd control resistance pretty bad. So I'm gonna separate them. In this way I'm gonna take care of them. Unfortunately they don't trigger any retaliation, so my they can't heal themselves, but they can heal each other. So this is quite annoying. And I don't have this enough burst damage to kill them fast enough. So I have to crowd control them. And Bandragos is a joke. It's not so deadly. No thunder mechanic, I believe, as well. And now Now we have to find the Mogdrogan piece. Or maybe I'm mistaken and it's not here. Yeah, probably is my bet. Probably is the other two rifts that contains the Mogdrogan pieces. Anyways, I'm gonna leave and probably I'm gonna check this later. But I think I did a mistake. Cinder Waste is not part of the Mogdrogan Shrine quest. And now she's gonna give me a Blaze Heart. This is insanely good weapon for a couple of builds. One of them is Sword and Board Shield Breaker. This is insanely good weapon. How we can proceed? Be sure you keep this. This is one weapon per character. And there is several builds that benefit from it. Nothing special about the sewers. There is a dangerous domain that I want, but apart from that, it's a weak mobs. That's a easy farming reputation spot. And I'm gonna do probably some farming crowds either in this or next episode, because I want to have Malmouth completed. This is one of the most important factions. They contains experience potions, and I want to have some so I can catch up some levels, because I skipped a kinda lot of battles, some quest lines as well. Not huge quest lines, but so we don't have enough dynamite. That's okay, I'm gonna craft some really quick. This dangerous domain is a very important, I like to have it. I land this boss with several others for a max reputation gain. So that's much better. This is home of Galacross. Unfortunately he is a golem, but he can't drop our shield, which probably is time for upgrade. This is a very good crystal spawning point as well. He is pretty tanky, he is close to 3 million life points. Can dish out some good amount of damage, but not so much. Also no thunder mechanic, so actually he has some, but probably doesn't have in melee range. That's why I didn't notice last time. So probably he's under it. Yeah, he's under in a distance. So if I'm in melee range, he doesn't. His MI is quite good for leveling. One of them is a ether base, the other one is a fire elemental damage. If you don't have options, this is kinda option for a chest. This is explosive strike, rune of Calastor as well. It converts chaos to fire, so it's kinda very good chest piece if you level a rune paladin, which for me is the best rune class in the game. Everything else is kinda meme. But usually if you want to level Rune of Calastor, it's better to level the Lightning runes with another different MI. Fire runes kinda weak compared to the Lightning ones. So another Cunning. 2 times Heaven. Spoke with Wilford. A good chunk of experience. Spoke with Wilford again for the most annoying quest in the game. I hate to search for these wagoons. Also Malmouth and Old Valbury is very hard to navigate. Here in this area there is a one side quest. Stick to this side and you're gonna find it. He's an adult with 2 kids, which is one of the most interesting quests in the game, because as I explained in the previous episode, doesn't matter which line you pick, there is always 50% chance he's gonna hostile to you, even if you pick the right options in the dialogue. That's why I always kill him, just saves time. So here is him, Nico Erin. Usually I just pick stay away from the kids, because I don't want to spend 1 minute to pick the right options, and after that he becomes hostile anyways. It's a 50-50. It's a pretty interesting quest outcome. I think this is the only one like this, which make it kinda unique but annoying at the same time. That's why I always kill him. Gonna save you a lot of time. Otherwise, if you succeed to deceive him and send him to the Malmouth, you have to go back, talk with him to get your reward, which is some basic materials and components, nothing rare or something useful. Most of the stuff that he's gonna give to you are pretty much a loot from a chest, stumps, corpses, that basic materials like this one, searing embers, shield steel, nothing particularly expensive or rare. That's why I just prefer to kill him. Saves me one rift. I want to kill all of these big guys. They can drop fortress, which is the shield that I like. So now we have to find the... I think it's in this direction here. The last cart with corpses. Here he goes. The problem with this quest, you have to finish it, otherwise you can't trigger the whole quest line for the Malmouth. You can stick to the main quest, that's okay, but there is a different very interesting quest after you finish this one with these 3 carts with corpses. So we definitely want to finish it. Especially at ultimate when you are close to honored with them. As you can see, now I'm honored. This guy is guaranteed drop one of the MIs. I hope he's gonna drop fortress this time. Otherwise I can shop farming this. It's not big deal, but it's gonna be a little bit later, because I have to save Hiram first. And this guy is the second most important vendor in the game. So actually but this is a terrible row. Of torrents is a caster suffix. The prefix is okay, actually, but the suffix is terrible, so probably I'm not gonna use it. Still better damage overall, but I like mine better. It comes with a life, so for now I'm gonna keep it. It's not so far behind, but still 30 levels is a lot. I'm gonna try to shop farm something better. I already have plenty of iron bits, and this is basically the item that determines my build for the moment.
I've spoken with
We're gonna join the attack, but first I want to buy my mandate. Also I want to buy few of those. This is a nice boost, It's gonna give me more damage to Aetherials, which is basically the whole act. Here we have another chance to get our shield. He's gonna spawn few of these guys. Unfortunately, in the last few patches they reduce the chances to get MIs from our champions, but they guarantee that from our heroes and bosses. Unfortunately, the gatekeeper is a very annoying for searching. I hate to navigate Malmouth as I said, so I hate to look for this boss just to drop me something different, not the shield that I want. So probably the optimal for us is just to shop farm this. In the vanilla game, shops are pretty rewarded. For example, at the League, shops are nerfed, which is understandable. After all, there is a competition for the first 3 places. And to be on the top 20 at all. So shops are pretty much nerfed. You can't find so often triple rare. I think you can find triple rare once per run. Another 2-point heaven. Stuck cunning. I'm gonna take Yvonne's quest. This is pretty good find as well. You want to keep it, definitely. This is best in slot weapon for a physical force wave spammer. You have to roll a very godly cleaver, MI cleaver, to replace this. Usually this is extremely good find. I'm gonna try to point the good stuff. Doesn't matter if I sell them or blow them with dynamite. I do that because I don't need them, because the format that I play. But I'm gonna explain to you which one is good, which one is bad, according to my experience. I have 2000 hours in Grimdown. This is just my playtime at Steam. Before that I have the game from a different platform. So I play this game pretty much since the release. I don't pretend I know everything, but I know enough. There is a still better experts around Grimdown than me, but still in terms of leveling and hardcore leveling and building devotions and stuff, I'm pretty good. Usually I finish at number 15 at the last league. I don't have so much time to play. Even with my limited time, I managed to be in a top 20 in the competition. So also I beat the whole league, every single achievement, every single goal. Even I push for some points at the very end. So here again there is a... this area is rich on quest. So be sure you pick all of them. This is the first one. This is the most dumbest NPC in the game. He just decided to die. Don't ask me why, I don't have answer for this, but there is no other way. There is a guaranteed spawn here from a boss, so watch out for him as well. He is always surrounded by a lot of huts. This is the first spawn locations before this boat. Good thing about Malmouth is a very easy to farm reputation here, because all of these mobs, they are champions, but they're pretty weak. So one shot chest again, nothing useful like usual. There is a guaranteed dynamite here, and here is the boss, this Flesh Weaver Haraxis. This is his second spawn location. I think he has just only 2. I don't think I found him in a different place. He's a nice reputation boost, I always kill him. This is a second piece of the supply quest. Now we want to kill that hero, he has a chance to drop the shield. Bad luck. So here is another important point. As I explained to you, maps lead you this way, but actually it's this way here. It's very hardly visible, but remember, just land east and here is the right way. Map is pretty deceiving at Malmouth. It's gonna lead you to a dead end, and it's gonna be very hard for you to see the actual exit. So this is actually, this here is one very important step. You want to blow this dynamite site because you have to come back later for a different quest, and if you don't blow this dynamite site, you have to walk a lot. Here there is a shrine, and there is a boss as well that I want to kill. Another Flesh Weaver. He's a boss, so he's gonna drop. Also we receive Seal of the Night, not bad at all. The shrine is desecrated, which is good for us. We need these heroes. So this is not the right MI, this is the Colossal Bulwark. Another Bulwark. This is a pretty bad luck on our side. Stoneplate Waistguard. This is amazing build. For level 90. This comes with flat armor, very rare resistances, and 1 soldier. At level 90 we're gonna try a few crafts of these. It's a cheap, but it's so good for a tank. Definitely better than Devil's Court, and this blueprint actually can roll prefix and suffix, which make it even better. And it's gonna complement our build much better as well. This is another set that you want to keep, the Perdition set, but the mythical version of it. So be sure you keep every single piece that is level 94. Even if you keep the smaller versions is okay as well. This is the best leveling set for a Perdition Sentinel. Sentinel is a Old Keeper plus Occultist. So we managed to do all the side quests. We saved all the NPCs, apart from Richter. He just decided to die. And this house, exactly before the bomb, is the Vonda's memory. As I said, this quest has 2 different outcomes. You can keep the hints and find her treasure. Honestly, it's gonna be a treasure room with a lot of chests, but for me, reputation is much better than some random loot. So I prefer to give it to her instead of keep it.
So this is what the
So again, I'm gonna show you my route for the vents. So it's gonna save you a lot of time explore. First vent is directly to the east from the rift. It's here, it's marked by a star. This is your first vent. Next, we go to Crown Hill. There is another boss that I want to kill. There is a desecrated shrine. And there is a few totem spawning points. As you can see, I gain a level, but I'm not gonna spend my points in the middle of the fight. My build is pretty safe, but still I don't want to take this risk. This is my advice when you play hardcore. Just clear the screen and then spend your points. This is soft cap, this is soft cap, so I can look for another boost to my elemental resistance kinda bad, so I can put few points here. Maybe I'm gonna boost my physique and life as well, so maybe 1 each. Okay, we have Arcane Mob again. This is a pretty bad spawn. I have to be extremely careful. I pop up my cooldowns, so I managed to burst him down before something bad happened. You have to be extremely careful to not aggro the boss. If you aggro the boss, it can be a little bit dangerous. So another rare component, your skies. So here is the boss. You can fight her here. She's not gonna hit you with a meteor. This is her most dangerous skill. And also that triggers her. That triggers her thunder. Definitely keep your evade button for this and you're gonna be totally fine. She's another boss that drop MI, also good chunk of reputation. So this is your second vent. You come here, you don't go upstairs, you just continue downstairs and you use this door. And here is the second vent. I'm gonna pop up some defensives because this area is pretty crowded. Always pay attention to your life bar. If you see a ramping, like jump from 15, 14, 13, this means you take a lot of damage. So it's good to pop up some defensives before something bad happened. For totems, I pop up defensive immediately at the start, especially Ascension, so I can have some burst damage. Not the fastest killer, but another good blueprint. This is Intrepid War Boots. This comes again with movement speed and tons of resistances. This is a pretty good craft if you want to balance your resistance. It's not so good for us, but there is a lot of builds that use them. So we have to use this house over here. We want to go at the second floor, use the terrace. That's gonna lead you to outside, but you can see from the other side. And the third vent is here. Exactly here. And that's it. Before we proceed, I have to check oven. If my quest is unlocked. Try to not rewrite this rift. But there is a storyline related quest. After you save Ulgrim, this quest gonna lead you to the Aetherial that possessed you at the very beginning of the game, when people from Devil's Crossing try to hang you on the gallows. And this Aetherial will leave your body and find another vessel. So this quest from the Coven is gonna show you Basically it's gonna give you a chance to banish this. That's why everyone at the game calls you Taken, because you were a vessel for a short period of time of the Aetherial. The funny part is she picks you because you're basically your mind is weak. That's why we are not the good person in the game. We are basically either some dumb criminal or something like that. If you think you're a superhero or something in Grimdown, you are not. According to the storyline. There is a secret chest here. It's a one-shot chest. Doesn't matter if it looks like disgusting like this, it's a one-shot chest. And this is the quest. Usually this area is locked, but in our case we have the quest, so it's open. And she's here, finding another vessel at Malmouth. That's Austria. You can have a chat with her about why she picks you and blah blah blah, but she basically insults you, so I'm gonna attack directly in her first form. She's not so deadly. Second form can be a little bit scary.
Accept your fate.
I'm not sure if she used different abilities in a melee, and seems not. She spammed cold stuff. But that's a skill point quest. I think only for ultimate. You don't receive anything in the other difficulties. But it's a nice boost. I'm gonna grab maybe a little bit more life for now. She drops some orders as well, if you want to read some lore about I'm not gonna search for it because I can't see it, but keep in mind she dropped something story related, but nothing special. I mean, she didn't pick you because you are special or something. She picks us as a vessel because we were an easy target. Basically that's what she explains in the dialogue with her. So, but still it's quite nice to kill her after everything she did to you, if you are a role player. Again here we have to kill the 3 guardians, our old friend Krieg and the other 2 that have a very hard names to pronounce.
I underestimate. Will not feel my wrath.
he talking the same bullshits like you kill for the first time, so don't mind him, just his under mechanics is his mines. This is another set that you want to keep. This is Barrel Schmidt destroyers. This is 2 pistols, but this is a very good set if you want to play either Barrel Schmidt sorcerer, that is basically a grenado and a canister bomb casters, and I believe the set supports apart from sorcerer maybe purifier, but I'm not sure, I'm not gonna check all of this. But definitely the best class for this set is sorcerer. This is basically demolitionist plus arcanist, a very solid class. This is probably not exactly Barrel Schmidt, but probably this is my next playthrough. I'm gonna play sorcerer so I can show you a different playstyle of a CDR caster instead of tanks. But first I wanna finish this, bring it to the end game, do some end game bosses and content. So our ointment expired, I'm gonna drink another one. There is another NPC here that's not related to any story or something. He is basically Aetherial that possessed another vessel. He's gonna explain to you that see beautiful things about humans and he want to explore, blah blah blah. But I prefer to kill him because he has a hero orb. It's a one-shot chance, but still I found very useful stuff from this guy. He is a champion, but actually he has a hero orb after he dies, as you can see. So this time not so useful. This is Diga set. This set got some nerfs, so it's pretty rubbish at the moment. Because Perdition is way better. Pointless to use Dega. It was a very decent set before they nerfed it. I think they swapped acid for a poison damage or something like this. They swapped the whole conception of the set. So now it's terrible. Theodin Marcell is a pretty respectful at ultimate. He's gonna be, as you can see, huge spike of damage at the very beginning. I'm gonna pop up my cooldowns for damage. He's gonna spawn a lot of FATs at the first phase, second phase as well. I did a mistake here, I waste my cooldown basically for 10% of his life. Thankfully animation is long enough so I can retrieve some cooldown. At this moment, when I put Ascension on, I absorb a lot of damage. This is his Thunder in a second phase. You want to avoid this. We start to take so much damage from the crystals, heroes as well. We have to reposition. We got hit by Thunder. I'm gonna hide a little bit. My cooldown's on, so I can start phase tanking. I have to pay attention to my Ascension. There is a few seconds left, so I am vulnerable now. I'm gonna kite a little bit. And his third phase is when the things got spicy. He's gonna activate the crystals next to him. Like this. They're gonna shot at you. You have to kite this. You don't want to get constantly bombarded. This is his Thunder. You don't want to fight him inside this field. He activates the crystals again in a different mechanics. Not so focused on you, but still you want to dodge this slump. This is the bombard. We take serious amount of damage. I pop up Ascension. As I said, Theodin Marcell in ultimate, especially in a leveling phase, is a very respectful boss. You want to avoid this bombardment. If you pay attention to the mechanics, you're gonna be okay. But I did a couple of mistakes, that's why I take so much damage at some point. I didn't position myself properly. So Malmouth's done. There is a few quests that left. We're gonna take the extra reputation.
Good work out there.
So Wilford is happy.
I'm talking about.
Tell me. So
And this is where is the important to blow the dynamite site. Here we can grab so maybe soft cap military conditioning. I'm gonna give her the note. This is a good chunk of reputation. We're gonna sell some stuff, like the useless stuff. This is another set that you want to keep. This is a Blazier's set. If you plan to play a Guardians of Empyrean Shieldbreaker, this is a must-have, alongside with the Bartolom Arcan Bartolom weapon, and another set as well. This is basically, I think, double set build, but this is a must-have, so pay attention, it's an epic set, but it's comes with a huge boost to the Guardians of Empyrean,
Put it to good use.
which is a very fun build, very fun to play, very stable as well. Okay, now I'm gonna show you why blowing that site isn't important. That's why it's good to not kill everything. There is a few mobs that's gonna help me to going faster through the map. So now you see how much closer is the Black Heron docks instead of walking the whole area again. This is a very important quest. Comes with tons of reputation. Chaos is gonna spawn a lot of heroes, a lot of champions, and few sentinels as well. Also a chance for our shield. An amazing quest. There is an arcane mob. We have to take care of it fast. I didn't manage to take him down fast, so I'm gonna pay attention to the orb. Here is the orb. So now we got a Enduring of Protection, Stalwart of Guardian, so I think some of them can work out. So quest done. Remember these boots, absolutely best in slot for tons of builds. These are amazing boots. Be sure you keep them. These Windshear Graves, there is a blueprints for them as well. But remember them. It's an amazing boots. Even if I put them now, it's gonna boost me a lot. Of course this 94 item, but still I don't want them because the proc comes with a 30% chance to avoid melee attacks. I don't want this, but several builds use these boots. They're an amazing.
Was the mission a success? Back before the city.
So the last quest is about City Council. So Hiram again, amazing. vendor. He's gonna sell crystals and shards. I like to check on him very often for the free stuff. This is another pants that you want to keep. This is basically an Easter egg in the game. This is soiled trousers. If you equip this, you receive a skill. You can throw pekes, basically shits, to your enemies. It's a very fun item. If you want to play something. Another ring that you want to keep, this is a mythical Blackwatch seal. This is an amazing ring for pierce builds, especially Nightblade weapon pool skill build that use Belgothian shears and execution. It's a very good for a physical blade master as well, because comes to bonus to cadence, execution and Belgothian shears. So be sure to keep Blackwatch seal as well. So this is enduring of protection. Nothing special. Stalwart Guardian. Too much defensive ability, I don't want this. So both of them ideal for us. The best in slot is durable of barricades. So this is durable of blood. Unfortunately, it's not what I'm looking for. But I can refresh this vendor until he rolls me durable of barricades. Basically, I have to port to a different big city. Spend 10 seconds. I can, for example, blow some items. This is another set that you want to keep. This is Mythical Warborn set. Amazing set. For a Death Knight and some other builds. But definitely for a physical Death Knight, you want this. It's an amazing. Keep an eye for this set. Don't watch me, I blow this rare stuff. I just not gonna use them. I'm just show them as a showcase. But all of them, all this stuff worth to be saved. Now I can come back. Check on Hiram again. His stock's gonna be refreshed. There is a shard, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna check the relics. I think at the moment I have every single mid-tier blueprint for relics. Okay, terrible. Absolutely terrible. I'm gonna give it one last shot. And I'm gonna finish the quest line. And I can basically shop farming off stream until I don't want to bother you with shop farming. I didn't stay long enough in Devil's Crossing, but I'm gonna use Coven instead. Spending 10 seconds here. I'm gonna sell some stuff.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left. Put it to good use. Come see what's left of my wares.
So this is component that we want, so I can swap my boots. This is a elemental resistant. You can buy your mandate as well for an old character
Put it to good use.
if you want so. Let's see our last shot.
I'll give you a good price.
Gonna buy the scraps, the crystal. Actually, I don't have Marauder's talisman. I'm gonna buy it.
I'll give you a good price of what I've got left.
I don't have Hound.
Put it to good use.
Gonna buy that as well.
What's left of my
I'm gonna build my blacksmith for basically further characters, but so this is a good one. Kinda low level, but a good one. At least is of barricades. Comes with life as well. Yeah, this one is definitely kinda better. It comes of minor shield recovery, which gonna put me on a good threshold because my block recovery is quite low. It's 26%. I think this shield's gonna do. It's a little bit better damage as well. But I'm willing to give 100 for this. Actually, I'm gonna keep mine for now. It's not huge of a difference, apart from the recovery. So the last quest, we have to visit Crown Hill again and deal with the city council. As I said, I'm gonna kill every single sentinel. The city council is a real test for our build. If we manage to kill them fast, that means build is in a good shape. They're extremely tanky and they put shields on themselves, especially if someone of them dies before the others. So here is the guys. I'm gonna pop up my cooldowns, so I start dish out some damage before they start to heal themselves. Face tanking 3 of them can be tricky. They put tons of Aetherial pools under your feet. Outside of Ascension you're gonna take a lot of damage because these pools they stack. And here is the real challenge. This guy is much tankier now. Yep, we can see physical retaliation. It's not so amazing. It's a very safe build. But some encounters very hard for him. Because I don't have any good option to deal with non-melee bosses. And this is basically a caster, Draven Call. He hits me from time to time, but not enough to score some good retaliation damage. These guys also, they drop Decree of Malmouth. This is a Scepter of Malmouth, this is the epic version, but it's not so good like the Decree. So they have an epic MI technically and a legendary one. There is a treasure room, couple of chests. They're gonna be here every single time basically that you farm them, so they're and this is part of my farming route for reputation. So I hit boss at Crown Hill, I hit the council, so I hit Crown Hill, hit the council and the boss at Crown Hill, and I hit the Galacross at the sewers, and that nets me 600 reputation just from the bosses, and I don't count the rest of kills, so this is a pretty good. So another 2 points in military conditioning for extra life. That's gonna allows me, when I respect, to lower my physique just to can equip my gear and basically spend my points in cunning to boost my offensive ability.
See anything you like?
Let's see what we have. Nothing.
Put it to good use.
So at the moment we are pretty close to our crafting session. We have to hit in the next episode, probably we're gonna grind for a reputation. I'm pretty close for to hit revert with Malmouth, so this is priority, and after that's Devil's Crossing. I have to kill some bandits and stuff. I have to finish my Dead's Vigil as well, so probably next episode it's gonna be a purely reputation grinding, just to be sure our character is prepared for an endgame. But this is for now. Thank you everyone for watching. See you in the next one.